Hello everyone, and now I remember why I am not on the overlay because I did a goof. So I'll add myself to the overlay in a moment. But right now, hello, this is the disembodied voice of Simon at Wandering DM, and welcome to tonight's game of Cyberpunk Red. Let's go around the table, introduce our cast for tonight. And also, Anna is not on the overlay anymore either. I just need to fix that. But yes, let's start introducing our cast for tonight. We are missing one Trins for this session, but she will be back next week. So without further ado, let's start with the person in the top right corner. I don't know why I'm pointing. Nobody can see me. Chris, hi. How are you and who are you playing?
Good evening, everyone. My name's Chris Geary. I am happy to be here, stoked as always for Friday nights here in the dark future. And I will be taking up my role of Mr. White, aka Dr. Frost. So buckle in, folks. We're in for a ride.
Next up, we have Adelaide.
That's me. I'm Adelaide Garner, Adelaide on Twitter, and I play Reno, our solo.
Next, we have Rin.
Hey, I'm Rin. Oh, God, this is weird. I play Jinx. Crazy ass Jinx. Yeah.
Sounds a little weird, but let's introduce our second to last member tonight, Anino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Nino. I use he, him pronouns, and in this game I play Menace, the rock boy.
Did it echo for everyone? Was it just me? I think it was just me. Can my players hear me?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, Renegade says it.
Yeah, everyone says it's a little bit echoey. Can you talk again, Anino?
Hey, how's it going? Am I still echoey?
No, you're not. Rin?
Boy. Is this better or is it?
It's better for everyone. Okay.
Okay, cool. Oh, there goes Hannah.
All right. I'm just gonna put myself on the overlay. I apologize for all of these. I'm using new technology tonight, and apparently it didn't go as smooth as I thought it would. Which is always fun when you're using new stuff. But hey, I'm on the overlay now. Okay. Can someone can someone do a recap, sorry, of our last week while I finish tweaking the last of our little hiccups here, and then we'll get this show on the road. Do y'all remember what happened last week?
I inspected a head and found a tracking or a camera bot inside an eye. But outside of that, I was not in most of the activities.
No, that's true. One of the main activity that happened last week was the meeting between the rest of the crew and one Mr. Lucius Rhine at the top of the Atlantis Club in Night City. He was interested in meeting you because of your involvement in some of the things in the city, and how he's been looking for people to help him sort of rebuild Night City and take it away from the corporations. And you received a message from your friend out, saying how she was now safe and sound in a sanctuary for AI outside of Night City. She did, however, send a second message to Mr. White, I believe.
You're trying to break my heart all over again. Let's forget that happened.
It's just, I mean, I'm just recounting events. That's all I'm doing. And Anna, are you with us?
Looks like she's frozen.
Okay. Let's do a little thing. We'll pause the stream for 2 seconds. We'll be right back. Don't worry.
It's all good. It's all good.
It's all good. It happens.
That'll teach me to, not check chat at the same time. Hi, we're here. We've got everything fixed, I believe. We're gonna play now, all right? We're gonna play. I swear we're going to play. So last week, the group met with Lucius Rhine, invited him over to a poker game.
I distinctly remember him inviting himself.
I believe it was more of a he saw an opportunity and he took it kind of thing.
No.
He struck me as someone who
Is a bit forward.
yeah, I was gonna say he's too polite to invite himself. I mean, come on.
Uh-huh.
I love how he's commentating as if he didn't design the character. He's just
Look, I am in his psyche. I know how he thinks. Lucius Rhine did nothing wrong. 2045. But yeah, you met with Lucius, who had plans for the group, plans for the city, in fact, and he wanted you to be part of it. It was a bit strange how he was a lot into edge runners, almost fanboying over your group. But you met his bodyguard, Talia, and then everything changed. In the what's going on?
No, I'm just saying, just getting hot flashes just thinking of Talia.
Yeah. I had to take a cold shower after the game last week. We'll fast forward to the day after. This is Mr. White's second day off, and the entire group basically awakens in their respective...
No, this is my first day off because I came home from work. That's why I missed it.
Yep, that's true. So the poker night should be organized ASAP. I think you mentioned like 2 nights after last night.
That's what I remember.
Yeah, and Ryan had a message for Jimenez yesterday, and I think that's what we left it on. That there were 2 Raffenshiv members who were grievously injured at the Slammer, this violent bar / club in one of the numerous combat zones of Night City. And I believe X, you wanted to investigate that, right?
Yes, I believe that Menez invited Dr. White to accompany him on this so that they could heal and then interrogate them if they're not already dead.
Yeah, they were brought to a small, no-name clinic, a Ripper Dog place in South Night City, not where Carver is operating at all. You found out that it was just this, illegal black market cyberware and hospital for some of the gangers. That is entirely feasible for today. I wanted to check in with Jinx and Reno. Did you have any plans for the day, or did you intend on following the good doctor and Jimenez in the combat zone.
I think anytime the gang goes into the combat zone, Reno tags along. Not because, like, she thinks they can't defend themselves, but also she thinks they can't defend themselves, kind of thing.
Wow.
I mean, okay, so Jimenez is very strong, very tough, but he's also like big himbo energy. He's very soft, you know. He's got a heart. And Mr. White is
He doesn't run.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've run once now.
Yeah, like, yeah. And I know my way around the combat zone, you know. I used to be a hired hitman. I've been there. It's fine. I'm tough.
You know, maybe she's got a few clips or bullets burning a hole in her pocket that just need to be fired.
You know, everybody needs practice shooting, you know? Sometimes on live people.
You could just say
Following too.
moving targets, but, you know, people, okay. Just putting it out there. Gonna shoot people.
Well, I mean, to be fair, animals are extremely rare in Night City. So if you're shooting at moving something, it's either a drone or a person.
That was an expensive pet, so.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Dutch is illegal.
Really? I did not know that. Okay.
Yep.
Breaking the law.
Technically, you would need to pay, like, I know the license for a dog is €1,000 a month. So I figure the one for a cat is probably similar.
Jesus.
Yeah, no, they don't want, they exterminated every pigeon, cat, and dogs from Night City.
This truly is the dark future.
Yep. Too many diseases, they said. Wasn't good for the population, they said. Now all you have are cockroaches and rats.
They confuse, like, children with dogs and cats and pigeons.
Yeah, but they don't care.
I'm just saying, like, children are walking petri dishes.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but children are future workers.
That's fair.
Barriers.
You know? So, the four of you, Black Cat for the moment will stay behind, and Trinz is going to work on one of her numerous projects, which probably will involve some sort of implication from Merc. As you exit the building this morning, you are met at the entry door by a couple of NCPD officers. They had just pulled up to the door.
Trent is not home. I think you should probably come back later. We didn't order anything.
Actually, we came here to speak to, and he taps, like, on the pad that's on his, like, wrist mount. A certain, R3NO.
Ask who's calling.
Agent Buchanan, NCPD. We need to talk about one of the tenants in your establishment. Well, in your building.
Which one? I'll step outside of the apartment door and just, you know, close it behind me. We'll speak outside on the porch. I don't like cops in my establishment.
We are here to ask a few questions about a certain Mr. Zach Cook. We believe that he was living here instead of his appropriate con apt that was given to him by Biotechnica.
Do I know Zach? Do we know the Zach Cook?
Yeah, he's the professional dude on I can't remember which floor.
Oh yeah.
Always wears the Kangol hat.
That's right. Okay. Is he still living here?
Last we checked, he was. And you notice the officer speaks in the past tense.
Did something happen to him?
Something did happen to Mr. Cook. He was brutally murdered in his office yesterday afternoon. We're here to investigate if Mr. Cook had any dealings with the criminal elements of Night City.
Well, I don't allow that in my apartment complex, so...
You're a good landlady, but we still need to check his apartment.
Well, I suppose I should ask you if you brought a warrant.
Buchanan looks at his partner, who like just shrugs and... Listen, Miss R3N0. I was hoping we wouldn't have to get down to paperwork and red tape. We just
I'm sure you weren't.
We just want to make sure that Mr. Cook wasn't doing anything illegal under your roof that would have earned him the enmity of the contractor who put a bullet in his head.
Well, if that's the request, Reno, why don't they just make an appointment like everyone else? I think you have some free time next Wednesday.
We're already here. One of you can come.
Buchanan looks to his partner, a rather small but stocky black man with like a big graying like salt and pepper beard, and he just motions to him to follow. The other one nods and will follow suit after you, Reno.
Yeah, she'll lead him up to the apartment. Pretty quickly. She first of all, she's not a fan of the police, and neither are most of the tenants because nobody is. Just trying to get it out of the way. And she will go into the apartment with him.
All right. When you unlock Cook's door, you notice, to your great surprise, that his apartment is very sparsely furbished. There's a cot in the middle of the living room with a TV. There's like a desk. There's like the kitchen table is there, and there's dishes and everything. Like a bit of food left on a counter. There's nothing in his bedroom. The bathroom is just sort of disgusting. Like, no one's ever cleaned up here. And there's a computer on the desk near the cot, and that's about it. Like, you don't find any, like, scream sheet clippings, magazines, in fact, clothes. You don't even see clothes anywhere. And
is there any sign of like any form of clothes? Like he packed up and left in a hurry? Or like, is this just like a temporary kind of base vibe thing?
It looks like a temporary thing. And yet he's been paying rent ever since we started the game, which I know in game is not a long time, but he was there before any of you moved in, like a year ago. You didn't see him often. He was pretty much like kept to himself. Apparently he worked like a 12-hour shift job at Biotechnica, so you would rarely see him.
At Biotechnica, okay. So he was murdered at the Biotechnica office.
Yes.
Okay.
Buchanan's partner turns to you. He's his name is Agent Smith. He introduces himself as Agent Smith. Do you mind, ma'am, if I just take a look?
Sure.
It takes him about 5 minutes. I mean, there's
nothing here. Yeah, I'm gonna look over at White. Like, this is weird.
He does.
Not saying anything. Just like, you know, a knowing look. Like, we've got more corpo problems. Great. You know.
He's going to take the laptop if you don't stop him. Like the computer.
Not without a warrant. You want him to look for illegal activity.
Yes, what he said.
Yeah, Jimenez is going to put his hand down on top of the laptop to prevent it from being lifted off the table.
Smith looks at you and says, I just want to open it, see what's inside. It counts as looking, right?
Nope. That's investigating. I apologize, but the number of cops that tried to kill innocent people during the game leaves me with lots of trust issues. So until amends are made.
You see he was about to reply something like a well-rehearsed speech, but reminding him of what happened, 3 weeks ago, not even. He goes, okay, you know what? We'll come back with a warrant then.
That's right.
I'd better see this computer exactly where it is at this very moment.
We won't touch it. Thank you.
He readjusts his belt and walks out.
I gesture for White to take the laptop immediately. I'll walk him out. I'll walk the officer out. I don't want him snooping around the apartment building. I will walk with him the entire way.
Yeah, I mean, whichever door he opens by mistake, even Mrs. B's apartment, like, there is something incriminating in it.
Right. Yeah. He's making his way out immediately.
Oh, yeah. You don't let the system in.
No.
So when he gets out, he says, oh, we have a 950. We're gonna need a warrant. Buchanan just radios it in. Check with the courthouse, check with the DA. The judge, sorry, how long it'll take to get a warrant. And
I'll tell Trent you stopped by. Lovely chat.
Yeah, we will. We might have more questions for you, so don't you go leave the city.
Certainly, I'm sure you have my phone number.
Actually, we don't, Buchanan pipes up. What is it?
Wow, real smooth there, pal.
Shit. No, she'll give him her phone number. She can always get a burner phone. It's fine. Whatever.
All right. He notes it down. Says thank you. And they both leave. There are so many people outside in the neighborhood snooping around.
Really? So wait, so it's a big deal that police are here.
The police came and there wasn't a shootout. You're living on the edge of the combat zone.
That's true. That's drama.
So, like, why are the cops here in a peaceful manner? Like, it's got a lot of your neighbors on edge.
I'm going to just do the very subtle, jacket pull aside, exposing two big guns on either hip, just leaning against the porch edge. Yeah.
Yeah, like one of them just waves and like goes back inside. There's still a few of like in the apartment complex, like a building or so to your right across the street. Like they're all leaning on their balcony, looking. It doesn't either. They didn't see your guns or it didn't deter them. But they're just.
Can Jinx come up beside Reno with her sniper and be like,
Standing
Hi.
guard outside her own apartment building. Just, casual girl things. It's fine.
Yeah, sniper rifle is visible from, 30 yards.
I can't talk
Hit,
right
nudge,
now.
nudge.
We're doing hot girl shit.
Yeah.
They go back inside. And that leaves the way clear for the four of you to leave the apartment and make your way out to the clinic.
Do you?
We image that laptop by any chance?
Yeah, can we leave that
yeah,
with Trends to work on?
Oh yeah, that could be what Trince is doing today.
Yeah.
Sure.
That's good. Then we'll uncover more stuff probably later in the session tonight or maybe next week. That said, you start going down the streets leading to the slammer in the very end of the combat zone.
Quick question.
Yeah.
Upon inspecting it, because I was asked to take it, did it look like a company laptop?
No, it actually looked like a personal one. Like there's no branding on it. Well, there's like the brand of the model.
Yeah.
It's like a Kiroshi whatever.
But it wasn't like normal corp kind of.
No, there's no engraving that it belongs to Biotechnica. Like they'll often do add their own logo to the cover or something.
Yeah,
Nah,
to make
it's
it
not.
really hard to sell secondhand and all that kind of fun shit.
Yeah.
Okay. No, that's the only thing I wanted to know.
You hop into the car, like I said, drive down to the clinic near the slammer. It begins to rain. And not just to rain a little, it pours. In fact, so much so that visibility on the road is reduced to a minimum. And it is one of those rains in Night City that are still frequent enough that the people, the citizens of Night City have begun to call it a blood rain. It's that sort of rain that is, full of some of the radioactive particles from the explosion years ago. It has this rust color. Don't drink it. And standing too long in the rain can lead to health issues. That white you know it.
Ah, the gang takes on global warming.
You do make your way nonetheless through a zigzag of closed streets and craters of recent explosions, probably during the game, to this small... Well, it used to be a chop shop. That's been sort of jury-rigged into a clinic. The building itself is in shambles. The entrance door has been busted. Like, you can see clearly inside. There's a few tattooed and chromed individuals already loitering about inside. Where the garage would have been, the entire garage doors have been boarded up. And spray painted on them is a message that reads, entrance this way, and it points towards the other door. There's a plywood sign leaned against the wall that reads the prices with a bunch of typos. It's been spray painted, but basically a gunshot wound is €100. A cyberware install is 250 eddies an hour, regardless of how long it takes. So for some, you might have it cheaper here than in an actual legit clinic or hospital. And then amputation is free if they get to keep the limb.
Creepy.
Yeah.
Why would they? Why theoretically? Why would they? What? Okay. Okay.
Why would
Don't
you
ask.
Why would they keep the limb?
Don't ask.
There's a high resale value. Yeah, because then it can be cloned, and then you can use that to have like cloned limbs to give to other people who
That makes
don't
more
want to
sense.
have implants. Yeah. Oh, and there's an addendum to that sign that says drugs on sale. There are no signs that advertise who would be the owner of this clinic, or if they have like a name or a brand or whatever. Like it's just, you have to know it's there. You park the RV outside, which for once fits in with the decor. With the decor, there's a bunch of other similarly armored vehicles. One of them that Jinx picks up almost instantaneously, an all-terrain sort of Jeep, like a hybrid between a Jeep and an SUV, but it's been heavily modified to be able to ride the dunes of the shoot, I had the name of it. The desert in Nevada. The Mojave Desert. And,
Their tires ain't gonna work in this rain.
no, not made for actually not made for driving on asphalt.
No, they're slicks because you don't want the impression to dig yourself into the sand, and they're fat,
The
so they're
thing
gonna
is,
slide all over.
yeah, and on the side of these vehicles are expertly painted flaming, screaming skulls.
And we left Trins and the C4 at home. Damn.
So there's only one of these vehicles. You get out of the RV, and I'm gonna ask all of you, what do you do then?
Put on a baseball cap. Hide my hair, cover my eyes.
Oh, the superhero disguise kit.
Perfect.
If it's good enough for Jason Bourne, it's good enough here.
I said, what
I'm
do you do?
going
You
inside.
just like hop on in? Yeah. Don't stay under the rain.
No, I'm going inside.
You make your way inside. Inside the clinic right now are 8 people waiting. 4 of them are wounded. Those wounded are sitting on little plastic chairs that wobble, the kind of chairs you would find at a preschool or something. One is holding in part of his intestines, trying to keep like the pressure on it. There's someone in front of him that's like, keep the pressure, keep the pressure. Another one has a piece of lead pipe coming out of his left arm, right below the shoulder. One has multiple cuts in his face. Either he fought with like a wildcat or someone with scratchers. And a third is missing their whole right arm. And it's been like bandaged heavily with cloth and duct tape. The others that aren't wounded are standing up, moseying about. You get the feeling that some of them might have been near the clinic when it started to run and they just sought shelter in here. 2 of them are clearly Maelstrom members. You notice because of the heavy amount of cybernetics in their face. They don't yet have the eye mount that they have in 2077 that have like 4 or 5 glowing red eyes. But like they have, their nose is completely gone, replaced by just like a metal plate with wires going up to their ears. Both their eyes are artificial. They don't care to make them seem as if they were natural eyes. And one of the two, his entire lower jaw has been replaced by chrome. And these, like, jagged tooth, like filed teeth that look more like fangs than anything. You hear the other one speak, the one that has like the tubes to the ears, and they speak with a like a grating voice, one that you would think is attributed to someone who like lost part of their vocal cords or something, but then you notice like this chrome esophagus coming out of their neck. As a solo Reno, you've seen that before. White, you've heard about that type of implant, but you never had to install it. It's the tentacle throat serpent thing. So, yeah.
I'm just gonna lean over to White, like, can you get me one of those?
Play. Depends on the cost,
Fun.
though.
Just, you know, blah.
It'll definitely change your dating life. Not saying for the worse. Just
If
saying
it's not
change.
weird, it's not fun, I say.
Yeah, there we go.
I mean, White could install a cyber snake in you. That is feasible.
Bex likes a little kinky. What can I say? It's fine.
Yeah, I mean, there are
To
multiple
make
uses.
X uncomfortable. I live to make X uncomfortable.
There's another person there, a woman, tattooed like head to toe, covered in tats, and she has a huge scar across her abdomen that's been stapled shut. It's still red, but like you think that she might just be there like under observation more than anything, but like White, you notice if that's the type of work that the Ripper Doc does here, like these people are lucky to be alive. The rest are just miling about. No signs of Raffin Shivs, or at least if there's one of them in the room here with you, they're not showing, like, displaying their colors or anything. And as you just, take in the room, the people in it, takes like the span of a few seconds, and you notice there are two exits to this room. Aside from the one that you came in from, one leads to the bathroom. In fact, you see the toilet, and you see it because there's no door to close it. It's just there, and either the toilet is rusty or covered in,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then there's another door that leads, another opening that leads deeper into the clinic, that is closed in by these opaque, thick, like plastic curtains.
Mm-hmm.
And someone walks out of them a few moments after you've entered. It's a young, disheveled man. You're pretty sure he's of age to be like in college, like of college age. But he has a small drone that levitates above his shoulder. And the drone has only like a small camera. And he has a data pad in his hands and taps on it a few times and says, "All right, Big Jim, the doctor will see you now." And like the man with the guts sticking out of his chest gets up, and you hear him wince and moan as he takes a few steps, and he mutters something to his friend next to him. You don't quite catch what he says, but then he just falls face first onto the floor, spilling the content of his body all over.
I'm going to, White's going to do his best to stay out of the way by going around this gentleman, between the gentleman and the curtains, to give him space to get to Big Jim.
There is something that annoys you to no end, White, and it's the fact that the man here, let's say he's a nurse.
Whatever.
Like, let's assume, or something, doesn't really care about his Hippocratic oath.
No, I can tell.
He just looks at the man falling down, looks to the person he came in with, says, we don't do resuscitations here. Alright, who's next?
Oh, fuck.
And, like, the one with the scratched face just raises his hand.
I should have glanced over
at
to...
any time.
I should have glanced over to Manaz. Like, do we have time for this?
No.
You just, like, shake your head no?
Wait, does he mean, do we have time to help this poor dude?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. No, we're just not going to leave him. Leave him like that. So
Then White's just going to get down. He's going to kneel down next to the guy, roll him over, and do his best to fix him.
He is gone.
Oh, he's gone?
You notice in his arm the clear puncture marks of several needles.
Yeah.
But when he sees you, like, turning him over and looking at the arm, his companion like crouches down next to you and says, I gave him all the stim I had. I thought it'd be enough to keep him going.
How much? I just need to know how much.
As much as we needed to keep him alive.
No, I need to know how much you gave him. How many units? How many doses?
5.
5 doses. Regular street shit, or is this actually medical grade?
I guess you'd call it street shit. I'm not a doctor. I got them at a night market the other night.
That's fine. But if you got it from some dude that claimed that was coming from a clinic, that's different than getting it from some dude that's trying to get you high. That's all I need to know.
Yeah, no, we
And White, at this point, is turning his attention back to the guy. Stopped heart doesn't mean dead yet. Do I think that there's any
chance to resuscitate
any
him?
chance to restart? How much blood has he lost? What does his skin look like? What does his internal organs look like? How much has he actually bled out?
So he's been good enough to keep a lot of the wound inside.
Is
a lot of blood.
Is he blue or is he just pale?
He's pale. He's very pale, but not blue.
Okay.
He's I'll say, like, he's grayish.
Okay.
Looking at the wound, he suffered a like puncture wound with suction.
Mm-hmm.
In the sense that he was not, like, cut open.
Yeah.
It's a very small wound that sort of, like, went in and, like, tried to rip out his bowels.
So what everyone else is seeing is White's taking off his gloves that he has for the street, and he's putting on gloves out of his pocket. They're latex gloves, and he's actually going to run his hands along the intestines to see if there's any perforations, because he can't put that back in there if it's leaking out into his body. It'll just poison him and kill him. So he's going to do a really quick inspection of that, because that's number one.
Yeah, it's inside. So imagine, you get the feeling, and I mean, you've operated on a lot of people.
I've operated on disemboweled people, so
yeah, you get the feeling that someone reached out with, like, a sharp, probably like a cyber weapon of some kind.
Yeah.
Reach into his chest, well, not his chest, but his abdomen, and, like, tried to pull out
his intestines. Yeah,
So-
he tried to be disemboweled.
Yeah, and in back of some of the tubes, I guess,
Uh-huh.
you have like deep claw marks. Like
But-
it's been torn.
Okay, so
Open.
it's actually broken all the way in.
Yeah, it's leaking, not by a lot, but it is leaking. Like
Is it all located into one area?
Yes,
Okay.
like
that's
I'd
easy.
say about like 6-inch wide area.
Okay, I can take care of that. I just need to know there's that. There's stuffing it back in there, and I need to get his heart started again. My portable med kit has a bunch of shit in it, and it's on my other sheet.
Rena will play like temporary, like passive helper. I think she's probably helped him fix herself up a couple times, very passively. Like she doesn't really care if the guy lives or dies, but she's like, scalpel,
Yeah.
sutures, whatever, just kind of absentmindedly, probably browsing through a magazine at the same time.
Sitting there with their agent, just holding things
Just,
down with one hand.
There you go.
Yeah, you look like the type
Pinch
of
of
person
vein
who,
closed.
like the type of person who's used to it. In fact, most of the people here are used to seeing that. You haven't seen anyone like puke or suppress a gag reflex.
Yeah, not surprised.
It seems that this level of violence and gore is something that the people here are all used to.
Okay, so these are the couple things that I need to know off the top of my head.
Yeah.
With some quick mental math, knowing that it's street level and there's going to be a range because it's not regulated, do I think that I can actually stimulate him and it will have any hope of working if I stim him even directly into the heart?
So the stim, if I remember correctly, will negate the heavily wounded penalty on him.
Yeah.
So that will help you.
I just didn't know if he already hit like his total saturation, because there's only so much that the body can take before it's like non-responsive to the drug.
Let's put it this way. Theoretically, he did. But because the other person, his companion, doesn't know the quality of what they gave him, like, he could still probably take one more, but that would be a gamble.
Okay. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go the most direct route. And I'm basically just going to epi the dude. Or not epi, the adrenaline right to the heart. Skip everything else. And try and get it restarted. If I can get it restarted, I'll make an attempt on fixing the bowels and stuffing it back in and closing them up.
So we'll start by trying to...
Yeah.
restart his heart. So that
I'm just telling you, like, that's the assessment that I'm doing.
Yep.
Which will then turn into whatever happens next.
So the first thing you're going to need to do if you want to bring him back to life is a paramedic DV15 check. Because theoretically right now he's not mechanically dead, as in the rules.
I thought surgery trumps paramedic for skills.
You can... I'd say surgery would be the next part after.
That's fine. They're the same number for me. I just want to make sure I know how the mechanics work. So 23 for my paramedic.
You stim him right in the heart, and the moment you plunge the needle in, he goes...
Hold your friend still. If he starts moving around, there's no hope. And he does, like, White's not even looking at him. He just barks out the order.
Yeah, the other man obeys your order, like, to a T. Puts both of his hands on his friend's shoulders and, like, lock him down on the floor. And, is whispering to him, like, it's gonna be fine, it's gonna be fine. Breathe, man, breathe.
And I'll basically take rubbing alcohol and just clean the shit out of the guts that are hanging out, and then cut out the bad section and sew it together before I try and put it back in.
That's going to take a bit of time. You can make your check, but while this happens, the sort of bedraggled man is gonna come back around, and this time takes notice of the group of you because look, you're like helping a dead guy.
He's not dead yet.
Well, to him he is.
I think he's dead, but you know, it's fine. If you want to waste your time, it's fine.
So yeah, we'll call him the nurse. He doesn't have a name tag or anything. Turns to the four of you and says, well, three of you because White's busy. Yeah, what are you here for?
Clearly doing
Consultant.
your job, so we're now. But
Not
what are we
my
here
job.
for?
Let me know when you want the check.
I think
we're
we
here.
know. Yeah.
Sorry, we're here for information.
We're not in the business of giving information about none of our clients, you know. Patient, therapist, privilege, some shit like that.
Second, you give
Oh
up
yeah,
the
I'm sure that
Hippocratic
you guys
Oath.
are all above board here.
Listen, people come here so that they don't have to answer questions. So unless you make it worth my while, or you're hurt, you're gonna have to kindly fuck right out of here.
Somebody break his jaw. I'm tired of listening to him.
All right, I think that Jimenez is going to attempt to use intimidation. Is this a face-off? No,
If you
intimidation's
wanna-
a skill.
Well, it depends. You have to... You could face him off, or face him down. If you succeed, he either backs down or suffers a penalty on everything else he tries to do against you. You get to choose. So, if you force him to back down, then yeah, he would, you know, move across the way. Or you can intimidate him, and then if you succeed, you can, you know, tell him what you want to say, and he'll react accordingly.
Just double check my skills really quick. Actually, you know what? We're going to use persuasion instead.
Okay. And what do you persuade him to do?
We're just looking for. We got some intel saying that there were some Wrath and Shiv that got brought in here, and we just want to talk with them.
Everything has a price.
Yeah, I know, them nomads ain't from here. Yeah, I don't care about them. They're, in the second operating room. If you walk down the hall, it says tools. That's where they are.
Oh, how apropos.
Hey, you down there in the guts. When you're done playing with a dead guy, just don't forget to put him in the dumpster out back.
Why are you still talking to me? Fuck off.
And he's going to do just that. Because he doesn't like to be in the presence of, you know, intimidating Jimenez and pissed off man who plays in the guts of a dead guy. So, he's just gonna, yep, go back to his business, which he suddenly remembers has at the other end of the building.
With the guy with the scratched up face.
Yeah, you can make your surgery check.
20.
He will live. provided he gets to an actual hospital.
I will actually give them an actual hospital, or do you think Carver can save him?
A Carver would count as a hospital. Like it's...
I will send them to Carver.
All right. They well,
And
the
this
other
is just
men passed out.
This is just a
but-
quick patch job.
Yeah.
Right.
His friend picks up his body, like in both arms.
This is your next stop. You say White sent you. And if he gives you any shit, tell him that White will come find him.
He trustworthy?
Yes.
It was just quite a lot.
All right then. Thank you.
Well, you just remember, like whatever I gave him the address on, there's a number on the back.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, you're going to text me from a phone that I can reach you at for when I need a favor.
He takes a while and then he nods and leaves. Can you write on your sheet as an item, if you will,
Okay.
that you have one favor from Big Jim?
Okay.
That way, the moment you want to cash it in, I'll remember what it is.
Okay. Favor from Big Jim. Done.
You make your way down the corridor. You notice that behind, behind the plastic curtains, there are 4, 2 on each side, rooms. One was a small warehouse, maybe like the garage itself, but it's now just like stocking and supplies, and it smells of rotten meat. There's another little office, probably that used to be like the boss of this garage or whatever, like their office. It still is an office. There's a you notice it quite clearly as you walk past. The door is absent, like every other room in this place. Computer is up. There's a screensaver full of naked people that just fade in and out. The keyboard has been stained so much by various whatever. And there's a mountain of Smash and other other like energy drinks and the like all over the desk. Then you have two other rooms, tools and electrical. You hear the sounds of surgical instruments. You've heard that countless times with Carver. Someone's operating in that room. Both of these rooms actually have doors. The doors do not match the frame, which leads you to think that they probably got them somewhere else. But they are both steel fireproof doors. Both closed.
Sounds coming from both, or just from two, or just from electrical?
Just from electrical.
Well, then we'll open the door to tools.
You open the door, tools. There are 6 like cots lined up, 3 on a wall. Right now there are 3 patients, 2 on one side next to each other, and 1 almost like right in front of you. You almost bump into him when you open the door. The one who's the closest to you is in a very bad shape, sleeping, and they have a heart monitor plugged into their chest. They look like they were the victim of multiple gunshot wounds, judging by the bandages and like the pinkish stains on his tank top. The other 2 in the back are clearly Raffen shifts. They are still wearing their nomad leather pants, like reinforced pants. Think like something out of Mad Max. You have like either like black jeans with like leather knee pads and shin guards and the like, or like downright black leather pants with like patches of armor on the side of the hips and the thighs and all that. They're still wearing their combat boots. At the foot of their bed is a little pile of their jacket, their weapons, and one of them had a sort of like a military satchel. It's like this square, almost rectangular, green canvas bag that's at the foot of the bed. The two of them are out, completely passed out. There is no heart monitor next to them, but there is a like an IV bag dripping transparent fluid into like both of their arms. So like from the same bag, they're both connected to it. The bag is about a third full. And the two of them, men, they look to be from probably Mexican descent, or they're just very, very tanned, which could be a thing given that they spend, you know, their lives outside and all that. They're both completely shaved. Oops. One of them has a blue skull tattoo all over his face. The other one has Ride or Die Raf and Shiv tattooed on his chest. No logo, no imagery of the group, but they still have it. And the one that's the furthest from you has, and I think that's how we're gonna, the one with the skull face, has a variant of the Big Knucks where instead of being metal plates, they're metal studs. And you notice that the one with the stud knocks, his right hand has been crushed to the point where you see like the palm of the hand, and then there's like a row of missing knuckles, and then like remains of fingers. It looks like they look like noodles. It's been bandaged shoddily. White, you realize that like the minimum was done for them, but either the doctor didn't know or didn't care.
Okay.
They're going to live. They look stable. But like whatever wounds the doctor wasn't able to fix, like the person here clearly doesn't know how to do surgery. Maybe remove bullet wounds and that's it.
So maybe a paramedic.
Yeah, it's probably like I don't even want to say a combat medic because even they would know more. Yeah, think of it more like someone who picked up medical knowledge because they had to fix up like their siblings or their family or whoever, like, you know, was raised in a gang or something, and they just learned by experience and not by education.
Jinx, do you recognize the blue skull tattoo? Does that mean anything to you?
Does it?
It's pretty much the blue skull of the Raf and Shiv. I mean, the other one literally has Raf and Shiv tattooed on him.
It doesn't identify them as a certain like rank within that group or anything like that?
No, the Shiv, from what you know, Jinx, the Shiv have a very simple organization. Dog Killer is the leader. And if the group needs to split into cells, Dog Killer will appoint a temporary leader for that group. And everyone has to obey them.
Okay.
It's very chaotic, very anarchic. Anarchist?
Anarchist, yeah.
Yeah, anarchist.
And they're out, like, medically out, like they're drugged up?
No, they just look like they're sleeping.
Gotcha.
Their breathing is rhythmic, but not particularly deep. And you can hear, like if you stay quiet for a while in between the heart monitor beeping, you can hear like their breath. They don't struggle to breathe, but they clearly got something wrong either in their nose or in their throat or their lungs.
Jinx is already looking through their stuff.
Yeah. Like, making sure that their weapons are away from them. The one thing that I would want to do, or White would want to do, is you take that long hypodermic that he used to jumpstart the guy's heart, and he's going to play acupuncturist and basically make the big Nux guy, his hand not move. Hit the nerve so he can't actually do anything with that hand.
Give me a paramedic check, please.
Sure. 23.
Yeah, you jab the needle in. It's gonna be enough for him to wake up. Enough pain to jolt him out of his dream. He's not jumping around or anything. But you definitely wake him up as Jinx is rummaging through their stuff. So, like I said, everything's at the foot of the bed. So if they wanted to reach anything, they'd have to, sit up and then, like, double over to try to get to anything, or, like, get up and then go to the foot of the bed. Big Nux guy has a sawed-off shotgun. Double barrel. Your standard, standard basic big caliber weaponry out in the wasteland. He has a Kevlar vest. It looks like it used to belong to a journalist, maybe, because there's like the word press still like sewed on it, sewn on it, and there are 2 smoke grenades attached to the Kevlar vest. And I forgot to mention, a belt with shotgun, not shells, but...
They're shells.
No, slugs.
Oh, well.
Aren't slugs different?
Slugs is what's inside the shell.
Oh, okay, so yeah, shotgun
You've got birdshot, buckshot, and slugs.
Okay, yeah, it's all slugs. And the other one has a light pistol, which clearly is like, you just look at it very quickly and it doesn't seem like it's seen a lot of use. So you figure it's probably like a secondary weapon, and his main weapon isn't anywhere nearby. He doesn't have any armor, just like a bunch of clothes. Seems like he was layering like a tank top over a t-shirt, over a hoodie, over a coat. Like, he's just way into layering. And the military bag, satchel, when you open it, inside you find like a bunch of papers, scream sheets, and pictures of you and Shade. The pictures of you were taken recently. Very recently. At the last race you were at. Which is still a few weeks ago. Which means that before you've heard about the Raffenshiv running after you, they were already trying to keep tabs on you. So someone probably spotted you, identified you, and then warned the Raffenshiv. As for your uncle, there are pictures of him coming and going, trying to be very discreet, but coming and going from a an old like, you know those like corner small grocery shops? Like, they're not quite convenience stores, they're just like one step bigger, like a Wawa. Yeah, he comes and goes from there. The place is busted up and in ruins. Just looking at the environment around, like his surroundings, he looks to be close to the hot zone, the place that was destroyed by the bombs. He doesn't look good. Just looking at the picture, like, you see that, like, he's hunched, not because he's trying to crouch or anything. Like, the person that you see on the pics is... Like, you've seen him that way before, like, during long hauls that you would do, like, across America. Where, near the end, he was just beaten and exhausted. That's what he looks like. And then you find a wanted poster, but we're gonna go into those details after the break. We're gonna take a quick break for bio for most of us. And then we're going to be right back for the next part of our investigation tonight. So stick around, everyone. We will be back soon. Hey, we're back with an Hannah, which for all intents and purposes will say that she was waiting in the car, since Trins was at home, and that way, you know, we don't have a whole lot of time left for tonight, so if you want to follow them in, Black Cat, you would notice after the group left, maybe about like 10-15 minutes, after they came in, a couple of men came out, one holding the other in his arms, and basically tried to jog to a nearby car and put the guy in, you know, avoid most of the blood rain as much as possible, and put his friend in like the back seat, and then hurry into the front seat. You notice that the man he was carrying, like, his entire chest is just bloody, like his clothes are soaked. You haven't seen anyone else exit the place since.
Okay, well that doesn't bode well, so I will follow my companions in and see what they're up to.
When you come in, a bit of the same description. There's a few people loitering in here, one of them with a big scar with the staples, just waiting to either be seen or be discharged. There is a person missing an entire arm, waiting on a chair. The others, mostly tattooed and chromed individuals, probably edge runners or gangers, are just seeking shelter from the rain, just in this waiting room. When you come in, takes a few seconds, but the disheveled man with the drone walks up to you from behind the opaque curtains and says, what you here for?
Did a bunch of people just walk through? Doorman and,
Yeah. They're in the tool shed.
Okay. I will go in the direction he indicated to find the tool shed.
Alright. Inside the tool shed, just before Black Cat arrives, we pause the game on, Jinx finding a homemade wanted poster of, basically the poster doesn't call for, like, Jinx's head particularly. They're calling for the head of the traitorous Warden family, who, committed the most heinous crime of siding with the corporations. The wanted poster accuses the Warden family of of never being actually true nomads and being instead infiltrators from Biotechnica, there to usurp the the nomad name and families for themselves, basically render the whole nomad culture and movement moot, as they would, have exclusive contracts with Biotechnica and all that shit. You don't remember your family ever working for Biotechnica? You've hit, or you were younger back then, but like your family, your clan did hit a few like Biotechnica cargoes before. Like it's where you would get your food. But you remember Zolo's Shade did betray the Wardens, and he was paid by a corpo, but you never knew which one.
So all you guys hear is Jinx going off on a tirade of curses. You fucking idiots don't know what they're fucking talking about, and she's just really like mumbling and cursing 1,000 words per minute about stupid people and don't know where to get their stories, and her uncle's gonna pay for it.
Well, maybe not just your uncle. There are 4 names on the wanted poster. One of them was crossed out.
Oh. What are the other names?
Well, there's yours.
Yes, obviously.
There's, of course, your uncle. That's right there. And another person, but this one doesn't have the Warden last name. It just says, it's a Japanese name. And it's just one name, so it's probably a pseudonym or something. But it's written Makoto.
Is this the one that's crossed out or no? Or
Nope,
can we see the one
not
that's crossed out?
The one that's crossed out is one called Jules Warden. Gules. You would know him, Rin, as like, it's like a second or a third cousin. He was a boy when Zolos did his stuff. So he probably survived by hiding or something and then was found or whatever. But he was like 7 when Shade did his stuff. And you would also know that Jules was not in any way like closely related to Shade. Like he would not have spared him just because like he's family or something. So it's probably
Crazy
just an
talk.
oversight.
You think this might be Zach Cook?
Ooh.
I mean that
It depends.
maybe?
How long ago was the betrayal?
Hold on. 12 years ago? No, 15?
He if it's 12 or 15 years ago, it's not enough. He would have been like 18 or 21, maybe 22, pushing 23. Cook looked like the type of man that was like in his late 30s. So, but then again, there are like cosmetic surgery exists. It's very pricey. You could be a 19-year-old that masquerades as a like 40-year-old man if you wanted. But you're gonna have to pay for that. Like, it's going to cost you.
That's some wild nonsense you're talking about.
I mean,
it's not the first time we've heard the name Biotechnica today, so it's quite
who would
interesting.
want to look like a 40-year-old man anyway?
Exactly. They're losing their hair.
Like, would
Someone
you?
who doesn't want to be found? That would be my guess.
Yeah, but like, would you actually pay a surgeon to like give you a beer belly?
Hey, not all 40-year-olds have beer bellies.
Well, 100% of the eventually soon-to-be 40-year-olds that I have inhabited the bodies of have a beer belly. So,
Fair enough. I'm just saying it's possible that if they're an active person, that they might be soft, but not just a whole beer
no,
belly.
that's true. That's true. But my whole point is I'm working on myself right now to eventually become a himbo. So I need to have like a soft, like mushy outside that I'll just like muscle up at some point. I don't need to do anything with my intellect. I can stay as dumb as I am.
I am rooting for you.
Thanks. I'm really hoping to just be a lovable idiot. That said, the other name, Makoto, doesn't speak anything to you. None of your relatives were Asian. They could, like, someone could have chosen an Asian name, like a Japanese name, as a pseudonym, but none of them could pass as Japanese. So either they were probably someone who helped Shade, like they're contacted by Biotechnica or whatever. Anyway, according to the Raffenschiff in this poster, this other person is definitely on their list for the same crimes that the Warden family is accused of.
Okay. A whole bunch of fucking idiots. So, obviously Jinx is me, Shade is my uncle, Makoto I have no idea who it is, and Jules was a baby? I don't even remember what his face looks like. I didn't even know he survived. So, that's news. Yeah. They're idiots. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about. Fuck. I'm gonna have to go find my uncle. And tie him up and something. Yeah.
Is this about the time that Mr. Skullface is starting to come to?
Yup.
I'll move in close and say, my name is Bobby and I'm from Billing. I need to know who your guarantor is. Otherwise, we can't settle your debt.
Reno has to turn away. She's just immediately laughing.
Fucking A, already? I told you. I told you before, it's... wait a second, I don't know you. The fuck you are?
I'm from Billing. Nobody knows me. But they're fucking busy. The lobby's fucking full. And we need to get paid. So where is your guarantor? You know, the person that pays your bills. Big Daddy dog killer, whatever your friend was mumbling in his sleep.
Oh. Yeah, sure, he'll pay for everything. No problem. And he looks to everyone else, like half dazed, waking up. And when he sees Jinx, like he seizes up. And then just, of pain, as like, my hand, I can't move it. And he lifts his arm and like his hand is just limp. And the other one is completely broken. And he's like, oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me. And you notice immediately, and you can react, but I'm just gonna describe it. His eye changes color. the same way yours do when you're activating your Chiron and sending a message. That's also when Black Cat would enter the room.
I shoot him in the head.
No.
Yeah.
But
Jinx goes to shoot him in the head. Because we can't have the whole gang coming on us.
That's fine. It's got a 1 mile radius, and White is actually grabbing the dude's eye and pulling it out of his head. So if you're going to shoot him, you're doing it through White.
If I see White's hand in front, I'll stop.
White, you're gonna have to try to pry the scoop the eyeball out.
I mean, if he wasn't going to do it, Jimenez was going to do it. So,
can you give me a Jesus?
I mean, I did this once before.
Yeah,
I can do it again. Actually, I've done it twice on stream.
Yeah. Let's go with melee attack.
Okay.
Because, I mean, the last time you did it, you had a little more time. A little more finesse. Right now, you don't have time for that. So we'll go with brawling, actually.
Okay. Nope.
Yeah, you put your fingers around his eye and try to remove it. And you have a grasp on his eyeball, but he's shaking his head like as violently as he can, which like makes your finger like slip a few times.
I'm just gonna put my thumb on the bridge of his nose and pop it in behind the eyeball then, and just jam it in there.
So he's like found, and then you hear the pop as like the eye like disconnects. It hurts. Cancel pain. Cancel pain. And then you see him calm. He probably has a like a pain suppressor.
Oh,
he calms down.
This is gonna be fun. If you've got a pain suppressor, we can go all night.
You won't have time.
It's just side eyes. Everybody else, I'm like, anyone? No.
I mean, I was gonna put a bullet through your head, but like,
What?
That's too final.
whatever. It's one more down. Fuck.
Yeah, but there's a bunch of them. We just need to kill a few of them.
There's a bunch of them coming too.
Oh, you shut up.
Do you even know how your Chiron works?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
You know it has a range, right? And I pull out my pocket jammer that's on and set it on his torso. Do I look stupid to you? Be very careful in how you answer that.
To be fair, he's only got one eye now, so
Yeah, so you shouldn't see two of me. You should have very focused vision. Singular vision, even.
Listen. He looks at your jammer and he's like, alright, I see how you're playing.
Do you?
Little bitch trader here is worth 25,000 eddies. Bring her in with me and we can cut 50-50.
That's it?
Right.
20, 25? Are you serious?
The last bounty that she had was $250,000. And I didn't even take that. So...
I'm just gonna open my eye.
Yeah, that's fine. Let's try this again. Bribery's not going to work. Information's going to work. Or you just get to have pain and your buddy there gets to watch.
I don't
Is he a
have
voyeur?
money.
I don't want money. I want information. I told you that.
fuck you want to know?
I want to know where I can find Dog Killer.
You want to bring her in yourself? You're not nomad. You're not gonna get shit. You need one of us to meet Dog Killer.
Oh no, I'm gonna kick his ass.
And I'm going to shoot him.
Dog Killer's not going to make it out of the city alive. And you can either die slowly and painfully and think that you're holding on to some form of honor, so that way you don't feel your testicles shrivel up like the little bitch that you are. Or you can die quickly and painlessly and give me what I want.
I love it when he talks steady. I love it.
He looks to Jinx. And then back to you. And he says, not by her.
Deal. How about that one? I point to Reno. She's a pro. Is it okay if she finishes you?
Cute thing like her can finish me any day.
Excellent. Now we have an accord. So what do I need to know to make your death painless?
I know where Dog Killer is.
Mm-hmm.
I want to meet with them. It's gonna be a little hard.
I just want to know where he is, so that way I can arrange his untimely demise.
He's on the rock.
Of course he is. Someone with that name, of course, is going to be out there. You guys are a caricature. Did you watch too many movies? Is that how you get? Is that how you can get an erection nowadays? Is you have to watch dumb action films? Is that the only way you can get it up?
No, I meant Moral Rock, the island next to.
Yeah. You go around with names like Dog Killer, and you sit on an island in the bay outside of a major city while you're waiting like king for someone to bring you your bounty. Like, this is shit for bad movies. The real world doesn't work like that. You guys are amateurs.
Fuck you. For all you know, you're not even in the real world.
Sometimes I do wonder if Soul Killer didn't actually work.
It's possible. Doubtful, though. I'd be a lot prettier.
If you want to see him, you're gonna have to bring tribute. We all have. You're gonna need a nomad.
What a coincidence! We have one!
I meant dead.
That can be arranged.
Sorry, Jinx.
Not you.
One who's not one of us. And you see he's trying to regain like his confidence and trying to look intimidating, like even though he knows it's probably futile and he's going
Noodle
to
hand.
die, but
You are not the most convincing person. I still think you've watched like Escape from Alcatraz or not Alcatraz, Escape from New York one too many times. Is there someone in your crew that goes like Pliskin with like an eye patch or something?
that's that's Simon's next character. But no. No, None of us have eye patches. The fuck, we're not pirates.
Well, I mean, you kind of are. You're nomadic. You pillage. Yeah. That's actually the definition of a pirate. In loose terms. Where's your parrot? You're going to need a hook now because that hand is useless.
We steal from the corpos, man.
No, you broke into low rent places where working, slobs get to do their job, and now they get fired or they get laid off or whatever. You don't steal from the corpos. You steal from the working class because you're too much of a coward to take on the people who have real power. You want to know what taking on a corpo is? It's dropping their damn building on their own head and erasing all their research. That is taking on a corporation. What you do is petty theft, playing Robin Hood.
Can you all give me a perception check? Aha, I didn't say awareness this time.
Myself included, or am I busy?
You can too, but because you're busy with him, like the DC will be higher for you. The DC is 16. Cool. So for you, White, it would be 18.
Rolled a 10. This, by the way, custom dice, courtesy of Greenleaf Geek. Made for my character in a podcast. And I roll my first one, a 0. So,
missed it.
Do it again.
Well, you can still all spend luck, remember?
Sure. I'll spend 1 point.
I'm just saying. Same goes for Jimenez.
Yeah, I'll do that.
So right now, everyone has it. What about Black Cat?
Where on the sheet is awareness? I'm looking for it.
It's perception.
It is top left.
Oh, I see it. Sorry. Okay.
No problem. Wow. Black Cat sees through reality, apparently.
That's what happens when you know people.
With a 32. And you had 25, Reno? So, everyone notices that the man in the next bed, not the rough and shiv, the man that was, wounded by bullets, has slowly gotten up and drew a heavy pistol from a pop-out holster in his forearm when he heard about the bounty on Jinx. And you notice, you hear a click, and you notice movement in the corner of your eye as he slowly pulled the hammer and is about to fire. You have 0.5 seconds to react. What do you do?
I will immediately pull out my pistol and shoot him.
My pistol's already out and I'm shooting.
If anyone's going to kill my friend, it's me. So,
All right, well, let's do the violent thing. Can Jinx and Reno roll? It's a DV. You're very close. So if it's with pistols, it's probably be 10, 13, or 15. Give me just a sec. I'll let you know that.
It's rolled another 10. I love it.
It's a 13 that you need to beat.
These are the luckiest dice in the world. Okay.
So if you both hit, both roll for damage.
It's a 26 with two 10s.
Yeah, no, you hit him. You would hit him twice.
Okay, all right. I see.
Is anybody else getting Pulp Fiction, John Travolta, and Samuel L. Jackson vibes from these two?
I need 1, 5.
I like that.
So 6 from Jinx and
11.
11, so 17. You both turn around. Pow pow! And the guy just jerks from the impact. and falls down on his bed, dead.
Fist bump.
That wakes the other Raffenschiff up.
Who injured is
Who
he?
wants to go next?
How injured is the other Raffenschiff?
So the other Raffenschiff has broken ribs. You can clearly see like the black mark on his chest where like it's a deep bruise. But he doesn't seem to have any other wounds. He was probably the luckiest of the two. Out of game,
now.
yeah, out of game he was hit by a sledgehammer.
Okay.
And yeah, he's basically, he woke up and is now trying to roll off the bed. This happens at the same, more or less at the same time. So Reno and Jinx have acted. We'll go with Imenes, Black Cat, and White.
Oh, Menez is just going to say, I think I got this. So how hurt is he? Is he at half health?
Yeah, he would.
Okay. So we're going to take my new move for a test drive.
You know,
Yay,
it's a
new
wounded
moves.
man in the hospital.
What's that?
You know it's a wounded man in the hospital. I'm just saying.
I know. I'm just saying that I've
right.
been waiting for this.
Let everyone know what the hell's happening to this man.
So we came up with a custom move that's more fitting of Jimenez's fighting style. And it's called the signature move. And the requirement for activation is that the opponent must be seriously injured at half health. And basically, I have to roll a versus a DV of 15. And if I hit it, my move does double body damage plus a spinal injury.
And how does it look in game? Well, roll first, and then I'll have you
Sure.
describe it. So, of course, there's an attempt to dodge. He has a -2 because of his condition. And that, for him, sets your martial arts DV at...
I think it's a straight up roll versus a DV 15. Isn't that what we decided on?
That might be... I'd have to go back in our conversation. Give me 2 seconds. Wow. We had this conversation on, like recently, right?
Yeah, but I think we discussed this on a chat, like a video chat.
Oh, yeah, okay, not a, do you have it written somewhere?
Yeah, I wrote it on my character sheet.
Oh, awesome. Yeah, no, if it's written, go ahead, do what's written.
So it's a 22.
That's a hit.
Okay.
Yes, the signature move, I see it here. Yeah, DV15. Cool. Alright, so he doesn't get to dodge. Yeah, you definitely hit.
So Jimenez grabs the guy, and he's got many signature moves. The one that he's going to use right now is called the Awful Waffle. You can Google it or YouTube it. But,
Okay, it's an actual move. I thought
yeah, it
you
is.
named
It is. No, but so he grabs him around the waist and flips him upside down, and throws him into the air, then grabs him, and then he pile drives him into the ground head first with a gigantic thud.
Yeah,
And,
not taking care of, not hurting him in the process. What's your body times 2?
That would be 16.
There is a thud and a crack. And you can see right where, like, the spinal cord meets, like, the neck, like the shoulder blades, there is now a sharp angle. It hasn't broken through the flesh, but clearly his spine was broken. The other one looks at Reno and just says, "Shoot me."
See, now, that's better than a pain suppressor. I could do all kinds of operations and he wouldn't feel a thing.
Would he be conscious?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, lady with the gun. You said you were gonna shoot me. Don't
Go on, Jinx.
Don't let the big beard here, No. You said, and he turns to White. You said not her. I don't want to be killed by some pile of shit traitor. I have honor.
I hand her. I will even hand her my gun. I just hand her my gun.
I did make a deal. Reno gets the kill on this one.
I didn't make the deal.
Hey, now just do it. Jesus.
Oh, ruin all my fun, White. I shoot him.
Splat. And it's on that crimson screen that we're gonna
No.
end tonight.
Oh.
You now have the location of Dog Killer. And you have a poker night to start planning.
And we've officially scarred Black Cat.
Black Cat was here for it. This is fun.
Okay. Like, not one word came out of Black Cat's mouth. And so I'm just like...
Y'all had it handled. I mean, it's all good. Y'all know what you're doing. I'm just happy to see it.
And we'll go around the table. Tell us who you are. If you have anything to plug this for this week or the upcoming next week, please do so right ahead and shout out what you have coming up. We'll start with, of course, Chris. Same order as we did the intros, basically.
Hey everybody, I'm Chris Geary. You can find me on Twitter at Chris Geary. You can find me on Friday nights here playing Mr. White, aka Dr. Frost, the trauma team surgeon with a heart of gold, or whatever. And Mondays, every other Monday, rotating off of this upcoming Monday, I am the host of the Falkenstein Affair over on Action Fiction, where Adelaide, our wonderful solo in this game, is running the channel and is a cast member in that. So our group of 5 Fab Femmes will be back on the screen this Monday, up to all of their wonderful dramatic plot lines. And I definitely recommend you come check us out. And things got pushed back a little bit, probably at the end of this month now, but there should be announcements before then about some new public-facing moves that are going to be happening with Omens Rising now that we've hit a certain threshold. So you can look for that on @Omens Rising on Twitter. That's where all the announcements will be made officially. And we're hoping to make some connections with you all.
Next up, Adelaide.
Yeah, I'm Adelaide Gardner, or Adelaide on Twitter. As Chris said, this upcoming Monday, we have Castle Falkenstein, our other favorite Artel story in system. And Sunday, we have on the same channel, Action_Fiction is our Vampire the Masquerade game, which is always very funny. Lots of shenanigans, so go check those both out. That is both at 8 o'clock EST time. Today is Friday, so our episode of Faith Forge Academy came out. We also just got custom dice courtesy of Greenleaf Geek On Twitter, she made us all dice built specifically for our characters. So this is my set. They're gorgeous. Go check them out. Awesome dice maker. And next week on Saturday, we have Sonata Drift on Prodium Joe's channel.
And Rin, where can we find you?
Here. Every Friday night, and that's about it. Maybe sometime later we'll have another game. Maybe. We'll see. But yeah, I'm here. We're on Twitter at Heaven's Night, or that's me.
Next we have Nino.
How's it going, everyone? My name's Nino. You can find me on Twitter at Nino Gaming. You can find me tomorrow, this channel at 1 p.m. Eastern Time for the next episode of Scion. And then you can catch me over on Cyberpunk Uncensored on Monday, where I will be chatting up more about playing the Rocker Boy in Cyberpunk Red, the archetype and other stuff. Over on their channel, I think that's 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific.
And last but not least, Hannah.
I'm Hannah, Black Cat in this game. Hanimation on Twitch, Hanimation Art on Twitter, and Hanimation Studios on Instagram and Facebook. You can find me here every Friday playing Cyberpunk, 8:30 p.m. EST. And on Saturdays, 1 p.m. EST, also here with Anino, we will be playing Scion. So, very excited to be playing.
And as for me, I am Simon at Wandering DM. You can find me here every Friday for some Cyberpunk Red, on Mondays at 8:30 p.m. as well for some Dungeons and Dragons. We're playing Rime of the Frost Maiden. On Wednesdays for the rest of March, you can find me over on Unmade Gaming for another game of Cyberpunk. In fact, if you watch the Wednesday show on Unmade Gaming, you will know what happened, what truly happened to Mr. Cook, as all of these Cyberpunk games take place in the same universe. Otherwise, on Thursdays, you can come watch on twitch.tv/Sirenscape at 8 p.m. Eastern, another Cyberpunk show that I'm running. I'm not GMing, but I'm running all the behind-the-scenes stuff, but you should come, if not for the cast, come for the incredible GM that we have. And then, starting tomorrow, on Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, we will be playing Scion, our game of mythic storytelling, here on Wandering DM. So you can come back here tomorrow for some more of the Godlings and a quick recap of the events that led up to this point in the campaign, which was originally being played over on the Level Up Dice channel. Then on Sundays, don't miss on Praxagora Thesmophoria's channel, Romance of the Blue Rose, where I play Sweet Sweet Wolf Boy, and we have talking animals, and it's loads of fun. And the person I have a crush on was lying to me all along, and yeah, it's bad. So, one of the people I have a crush on, I should say. It's a tangled mess. And on
That's on brand.
I haven't gotten naked yet.
There's still time. There's still time.
Castle Falkenstein.
I mean, it's hard to beat the cold cuts from Dragon Age.
True.
And on that note, thank you everyone for coming. Apologies for all the tech issues at the beginning, but we'll be back next week for a complete game, and then we'll probably get to the poker game and the speed dating that will ensue. Have a good weekend, everyone, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.